The PowerUp team welcomes a dynamic entrepreneur with a heart of gold. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting an energetic founder and entrepreneur, Akash Arora, the founder and CEO of Xperience CBD. He is a true visionary who, driven by his passions for sports and holistic health, managed to build his company in just under 2 months. Impressive, isn't it? We will be exploring the journey of a determined go-getter who lives by the philosophy of just do it. He has achieved inner transformation through mastering his mindset and is excited to share his wisdoms with us today. But wait, that's not all. Akash is a natural-born leader. Not only does he evolve societal and cultural expectations and norms, but he also dedicates himself to his family and communities. Join us as we dive into Akash's world of CBD and explore his journey to success. Whether you're a sports enthusiast, a health holistic enthusiast, an inspiring or aspiring entrepreneur, or just need some motivation, this episode is guaranteed to leave you feeling empowered and uplifted. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to Akash Arora, the mastermind behind Xperience CBD. Akash, welcome to the PowerUp with Manal podcast. This podcast is all about bringing individual journeys, where they've been, how they've persevered and overcame challenges, and really just the evolution of life. All our stories are not written on the same timelines. Right. We are told they are, but they're not. And here you are. 5 weeks ago, I spoke to you. There was no business. A few weeks ago, I spoke to you, and you launched on a whim, overnight, your company, Xperience CBD.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit about who Akash is and what brought you here.
Yeah, it's been a while. Like you said perfectly, less than a couple of months ago, this was all just a pipe dream, and it finally has come to fruition, so it's been great. First of all, congrats on the whole podcast. You're doing a great job. I know you're top 5 all over the world, so keep going. Coffee with Manal.
Thank you.
Manalism is great.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop. No, it's been really interesting. I mean, as you know, we played sports all our lives, and even at the age of tender 44, I've been blessed with good genes, right? I've been okay, but...
we're questioning that, but you know what? It's good to not put limiting beliefs on yourself.
Keep believing. No, but about 6 months ago, I took up pickleball. And the problem with pickleball is you're playing outside.
Okay.
It's all concrete. It's not like a basketball court, which is what I'd usually done. The concrete has no give, so the knees really started hurting.
Yeah.
And
I was a runner, so I know all about
that.
So
you know how that works. So I started having all these brand new pains, and I was trying all the Advils of the world, the ibuprofens, rubbing all the Shaq's icy hots that are not working, Shaq, thanks, but it just wasn't feeling very good at all.
Yeah.
Then I finally found this CBD-based cream.
Yeah.
And started rubbing that, and I felt quite a bit better, quicker. And it's it's supposed to be really good for you also. And I gave it to some of the friends that still play basketball and things of that nature.
Yes.
And they started applying it, and I got some really good feedback.
Wow.
And about a month ago, Manal was like, you know what, I'm all in. So that's kind of where it all started.
Wow. So tell me a little bit, if you go back to young Akash, do you even see yourself? Did you ever see yourself in the future in a spot like this?
Well, as you know, I kind of want to be a Bollywood actor, so maybe this is plan B.
Can we get a good shot? So that,
But no, it's plan B. No, I always wanted to go in some kind of business, but the product had to make sense. I would never sell anything that I wouldn't use myself, just to make a quick buck, right? So I think everything that I've learned in my 25 years of having a sales career, this is really not even selling anything, because the product kind of speaks for itself. We've already gotten some reviews online. We've already sold out through our first batch.
Wow.
So and we launched last Monday. So it's been really awesome. We've got a huge meeting coming up with Costco, and we're about to be an exclusive partner with a very well-known gym.
I love it.
So it's been going a lot faster than I thought.
Wow, I love it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how you sat down. You were like, okay, I want to launch this.
Yeah.
What did that look like? Because I heard it kind of all happened in a week and 100 hours, and kind of give us the 411 there.
Manal, they make CBD in Texas like I'm selling something so illegal. It was so hard to get going. I mean, I filed the LLC, which was kind of easy to do, but after that, getting a bank account and getting anything, any kind of licensing and just getting it off the ground was very, very tough. The hardest was probably the point of sale system.
Right.
Nobody wants to back CBD up, but I had a bunch of meetings, really talked about the product with folks that really needed to hear, right? And the corporate level, there was like, dude, this is actually something that we do want to back up. It's got legs. So anyway, in about 3 weeks, I did it all. And now we're all digital. We're all ready to go. The website is really good. It's an e-commerce site. It's very easy to maneuver. It's got all the payment deals you need. The Apple Pays, the Google Pays, the whole 9 yards. Really check out. The checkout process is really, really easy.
Yeah, I actually ordered some. So yes, and,
my favorite customer.
Yes,
love it.
I use the product, and I mean, you know me, I am all about natural.
Yeah.
And I'll speak a little bit about that in a little bit. But continue your story.
Yeah. So it took about 3 weeks. So we had quite a few hurdles we had to overcome. The first was, finding the right manufacturer and even if they would take us on, that kind of thing. And then the point of sale system was very hard, but we got all that sorted out, the bank accounts and the business cards, the print shops. I never realized how hard printing is still. Oh my God. But we got it all sorted out. In about 3.5 weeks, we got it all.
So what I hear is, if you have a drive and you are fully invested into something, you can prioritize, remove distractions, right? And get to your destination, right?
Yeah, it's funny, people always tell you if you want something bad enough, go after it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes a long time to find whatever that is.
It does, yes.
And
that's okay. That's okay.
Perfectly okay.
I think the KFC founder founded KFC at like 65 or so.
72.
Oh,
yeah.
72. Sure, there we go. Yeah.
He's my motivation. No, look, I think the timing has to be right. Just because I wanted to start a business at a younger age doesn't mean I was ready.
Right.
It doesn't mean I had the drive.
Yeah.
Now it's just very different. I mean, it's so crazy. I'm actually doing this full time. I got away from my 9 to 5 to do this.
Yes.
And I was telling the wife, I'm doing so much more work now because it's just me. I'm writing up a one-pager 9:30 at night, doing a pitch deck 12:30 in the morning. Yes. So it's a lot more work than you think, but it doesn't feel like work because you're doing it for yourself.
Yes, 100%.
So it's all for the right reasons. It's something that I want to build and grow and hopefully leave it to the kids tomorrow. That's really what it boils down to. When you have that family motivation, it's so different.
It's different,
That's the drive. So yeah, it's been awesome.
So, recently you had taken a course.
Yeah.
He's laughing. I was like, the course is about happiness, so clearly this course has been productive. I wonder, because we too often we drive a lot of our actions by our unconscious state. 95% of our motivation, of our decisions, of how our demeanor is, of what we want to do is really driven by our unconscious state. And a lot of our unconscious state is very dark.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a lot of it's dark, whether people talk about it or not, right?
Right.
So I've started my own journey on this because I feel like you got to remove all that stuff back there, so your energy is put to the things that you really want it to be put on, right? So you took a course. I want you to kind of tell us about this course, and I wonder if you feel that this course had any reflection or helped you drive a certain way, or maybe did you do anything different?
Yeah, so the reason why I'm laughing is because the course is a Harvard online course called a happiness course, and I told what all about this, and we had a good laugh, and I'm certified happy now, basically. But
I will say that I was very enthralled that he took this course. It was our spouses that were making fun of the course.
They were. No, I've always been kind of very interested in the state of mind, right? Be it positive, negative, whatever it is, how to scientifically control the mind the best that you can and things of that nature, right? So the course really did dive not only into the science part of it, but also just drove into the genes, where you come from, hereditary, the whole 9 yards. So it was really good. And yes, it played a part in this because, to be honest, especially in the beginning when I was going through the obstacles, right? I'm like, dude, what am I even doing?
Yes.
You know, I'm like, who's gonna sell this to me, or who am I gonna sell to, or is this even gonna take off?
Right.
You have those, like you said, dark thoughts. And at every hurdle that it gets harder, you're like, this journey's just a little too tough.
Yes.
So I will say, yes, as much as we laugh about it, the course just gave me the positive state of mind, because you need that at all times, because you're going to have hurdles.
Yes.
Right? Even right now, I'm a complete startup.
And especially when you're a solopreneur, because you kind of feel, there are moments, even though you have support around you, there are moments where you do feel a little alone.
Yeah, you absolutely do it. This might be a crazy comparison, but as Google started in their own garage, and Microsoft and all the bigwigs that started in their own garage, I'm like, okay, right now I am that guy. I'm making the boxes, the labels, putting the creams in it. So sometimes it does feel very lonely, but I will tell you, you find happiness in little things.
Yes.
As we actually shipped our first batch out, it's tracking, and then folks sending me pictures like, hey, I got it. And then I'm seeing them at the basketball court or whatnot. They're like, hey, I applied it before I played. And then we got our first review the other day, actually, because these just landed at their destination. But it really motivates you when, not only that the product is working, but two, just going through those baby steps is absolutely incredible.
And I think, the point that you've made that's really good is you should be very open to celebrate small wins like they're big wins. Because we too often overlook that. And I mean, a lot of us even grew up like in cultures where small wins didn't matter, right? Like if you didn't make 100, I mean, you made a 98, like what is that, right?
Absolutely.
And it's so silly to say out loud, but these things stick with you through adulthood.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but that's not really a win.
It really does.
But it really, and so those are some of the limiting beliefs that we have to kill, right? And be like, we have to celebrate every win.
You do. You absolutely do. Like, I'll tell you, the last 10 years, I was on the enterprise sales where I'm selling to the McDonald's, the Chick-fil-A's, the airports of the world. And these sales took about 8, 10, 12, 18 months to come to fruition, right? On the signature on the dotted line.
Yes.
So it was imperative that every month or so, when we got a new win, we got buy-in from the customer or whatnot, you really have to celebrate those, because if you're only going to get excited when the end goal is reached, you're gonna be miserable for the first few months when this is going on. So you're absolutely right. These small wins are so huge in this journey. Absolutely.
So you have 2 boys.
Yes.
Okay. What do they say? And what is their reaction to, watching their father put these packages together, talking about CBD, rubbing it on his elbow and knees? Like, what are they, and they're young, right?
Yeah,
so
they are.
What are they sort of grasping from this? And
Yeah, so they're 6 and 9. The 6-year-old saw me rub it before I went to go play the other day, and he just looked at me and he goes, Dad, you're old. So I was like, thank you for that. The 9-year-old, he's already got the big business plans. He goes, Dad, I love the name Xperience CBD. His name is Zane. And he's like, when I take it over, I'm going to change it to Zane CBD.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
So I've already gotten a replacement plan, I guess. But no, they, like I said, I've got a little picture of them right on the desk. So while I'm doing this, and some days when they're not going as planned, just look at that picture and you're like, this is what it's all about.
Yes.
And it makes you go. But yeah, they're excited about it. It's going back to the happiness thing. Sometimes when you're working and you'll wake up and you just don't have that energy.
Right.
You just like, you don't have that motivation. Right. And it trickles over even to family life. And this might be crazy to say, but I'm so busy doing this, but I truly am happy doing it. And it's actually pouring over to family life. The wife will feel that, dude, you're just so motivated. You're even happier doing this.
Yes.
The time that I get to spend with the kids on my own terms.
Right.
Get to travel more, as we got to meet in New York a couple of weeks ago randomly.
By coincidence.
By coincidence.
But I also don't believe anything is a coincidence in life. But just to tell the story, we had planned a trip to New York because I was going to be on a show.
Yep.
And it was Memorial Week. What weekend was it?
Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend. Yeah. We're staying at a hotel in Times Square.
Yep.
And the night before, or the 2 days before we fly out, you're playing pickleball with my husband.
Yep.
And it turns out you are going to New York and staying in the exact same hotel on the exact same dates.
It was the
like
funniest
how
conversation.
Crazy.
It was a funny. We were actually just got done playing pickleball. We're leaving, and all of a sudden somebody asked him a question, and he goes, "No, I'm in New York this weekend." I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm in New York." And I was like, "Okay, what area?" He's like, "Man, we're going to Times Square." I'm like, "Dude, I'm going to Times Square." Then I'm like, "Okay, what hotel are you staying at?" He goes, I don't know. I was like, "Okay, we're staying at this one." And he pulls it up and he's like, "We're in the same exact hotel."
That's crazy.
It was amazing. The awesome thing was we got to do dinner together with the families. And, your husband asked me, he's like, "Hey, so where are we with the CBD stuff?" And I was like, "Dude, I just got done with the website and the whole 9 yards. I'm getting ready to launch." And you guys looked at it and I know you were like, "Dude, I'm so proud how far you've already come in 3 weeks." And it was just, again, a small win, right?
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of
awesome.
anyone that tries. Like, you're going to make me cry. I'm so proud.
It was awesome.
I am so proud. Well, I will tell you, I had outsourced my website.
Yeah.
And it came back last week, and I just was like, this isn't me. It's great.
Yeah.
But it's not me. And I was like, you know what? If Akash can do a website, I could do a website. Not saying that you can't do a website. I was just like, man, he just went and did it. And so I will tell you, even small conversations like that end up motivating you. So my domain's on GoDaddy. And I was like, okay. And then I went on GoDaddy and it keeps pinging me that use design AI. And I was like, okay. Yeah. Then I just launched it, and then I was like, oh, this is like creating a PowerPoint on steroids, like literally. And I'm a PowerPoint queen. I grew up in banking, like that's all we did. And so this week, even if it's like 15, 20 minutes a day, because I do feel one of the biggest mistakes I have made before is I've always went and sought time to do something. Instead of biting at it in micro chunks and then compounding on that time and realizing, oh my gosh, 15 minutes a day is X many minutes a week. I've done so much more than waiting till Sunday to spend 4 hours on designing the website.
No, absolutely.
So here I am, 20 minutes a day, and the website's almost complete.
That's so awesome. Yeah, I had no background, and actually, especially since it was going to be an e-commerce site, I was super intimidated. And I was like, dude, there's no way I can do that.
Dude, it's almost 2024, so everything's like click and go.
I started reaching out to a lot of people. I reached out to a company, and they want to charge you in the thousands.
Right.
And I'm like, there's no way.
We're in the AI age.
I was like, first of all, not only do I have the funds for it, but you hit it right on the head. They're just not going to have my vision.
Right.
So as I started clicking around, and it took me a few days, and I needed a lot of feedback, man, how does this look type thing.
Right.
But I'm going to put it to you in one sense. I think if I had Google or AI back when we went to school, I would have had masters up the wazoo. I mean, dude, the internet makes you so smart.
Yeah, we are living in such a beautiful age. We are living in an age where it's almost like you don't even have excuses.
Yeah.
Like I will tell you, as a solopreneur, the way I use AI, Jasper.ai does all my marketing.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Jasper.ai.
Yeah.
I use Beautiful.ai to create presentations. I literally talk to it. I tell it what I want. I say what I want. And of course, the first result's not always going to be what you want. But if I outsourced it, it would be the same way. It would be a back and forth game until my vision is there. And I just kind of tell the AI my vision, right? Like how I want to change, switch, etc. Like it's crazy. Otter.ai takes notes for all my meetings. I have Memento.fm that basically takes the podcast, watches the entire podcast, and then creates reels that pick out the best moments of the podcast that you should put on social media.
That's awesome. That's so easy.
So like I don't sit there and move a cursor and figure out what 60 seconds I want. Like it literally creates the reel in a frame, and all I have to do is upload it to like Instagram and etc. Like
so easy. So easy.
But the thing is, I didn't know when I started.
Right.
Also, maybe because I'm not in technology.
Yeah.
I think it's hard for those who are not in technology to understand, how you can leverage a tool.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. I subscribe to a bunch of these tech magazines and news articles, things of that nature. So every week I'll get an article that says, hey, the 60 new AI tools that you should be using in your business. And they're a game changer.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Game changer, honestly. It makes a solopreneur's life a lot easier.
Oh, dude, I feel like I got a whole office. Nothing like this that we're sitting in, but I got a whole office.
Hey, we're sitting in market scale, you know. They're called the Studio in the Sky in Dallas because it is the only studio on the 53rd floor with the Dallas skyline. Look at this.
Dude, when you sit here, you feel like you made it.
I will tell you my little story about how I even got to market scale, which I also don't believe in coincidences, right? So I just thought it was amazing how this happened. It was January 4th, 2023. I had just had a little bit of I would say a big life hurdle thrown my way. And I was doing another podcast for a company that I was working for, not that my own.
Yeah.
And I had contacted Market Scale or somehow got in touch like a week before.
Yeah.
Then we started talking about my, what I want to do, what my mission is, what my story is. Next thing I know, we have PowerUp with Manal, and they produce my podcast, and it's like it just kind of happened. Dude, yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's when the stars are meant to align, I feel like they do align. And then maybe also when you take out a lot of negative energy in your life, I feel like a lot of positive flows in. I know a lot of people believe in like frequencies, right? And numerology, and I don't know it in depth, but I'm starting to get into it a little bit.
It's so funny you talk about a frequency bracelet. On my Insta yesterday, this feed showed up that Rock and all these big celebrities are wearing this frequency bracelet. Have you seen this thing? No. It's like this blue frequency thing. Anyways,
wait,
I almost ordered it.
It's like, does it look like a Fitbit kind of thing?
Kind of. So it kind of looks like what I'm wearing here, but it's got, this blue emerald or whatever you want to call it. I think it's a stone based on your birthstone. Okay. And they have that there. And yeah, it literally talks about your readjusting your frequency.
Am I crazy? I want it.
Yeah, I went on Amazon, it was like $10. I was like, dude, I think I want this thing. But yeah, Rock.
$10,
as you know, I'm a Rock fan. And Rock was wearing it. I was like, I gotta get one.
You know what? I will say if Dwayne Johnson is listening to this, and we've mentioned him, so now we're going to tag him. He would be very proud. He would be very proud of you.
Yes. Dude, I wear all your stuff. I just need you to wear one. Just put it on, man. After your workout.
I'm sure he's going to need your CBD cream.
All that workout you do. But if you want, I can dive into the cream a little bit.
Yeah, dive into the cream. I would love to hear more.
Yeah, so I'll just give you a very high-level ordeal about it. So it's 100% organic. It truly is homegrown, made here in Texas.
Wow.
Right? A lot of dispensaries can't say that because they're usually out in Oklahoma or whatnot.
Okay.
It's very cost-effective compared to a lot of the creams that are out there.
All right.
It actually smells pretty decent.
Nice.
And I guess the science behind it is that our manufacturer, who's a 2019 CBD Maker of the Year,
nice.
has some very special licensing for these compound labs that very few people have access to.
Wow.
This actually provides you relief in about 15 minutes in most cases.
Wow.
And the reason why I can do that is it has a very rare special ingredient called the matrix base or something like that, right? And what that does, it goes into your bloodstream or your screen your skin in about 15 minutes. And it absorbs it so fast. That's the science behind it. Think of it as having no preservatives, right? Because it's organic.
Right.
So that's how it's made. It's got to have very special licensing for the labs and the ingredient that only my manufacturer has access to. So that's kind of the science behind it. So this cream works a lot faster than a lot of the creams out there. It's very healthy. So yeah, that's kind of the science behind it. I hope you guys check it out.
Well, what's interesting is, I will say for a very long time in my life, when growing up, because I didn't really do science or study biology, and so I did numbers. I was good at numbers, very cliche, very Eastern world skill set that I have. I read this article about like Advil and other medicines, how there is actually it doesn't actually heal anything.
Right.
It basically blocks receptors in your brain that basically tell you don't feel pain.
Yep.
So you will never heal.
No.
And so this is amazing. Akash, you being on the show has been such an honor.
I appreciate it.
Talking about your business has been humbling, honestly. You did it. We wish you the best. And we will link your website and how to reach you down in the show notes. And again, cheers.
Thank you.
To success. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And good luck on the continued success of the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.